Hey girl, hey, my name is Brittany Janae. Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the guy who ran when his son got kidnapped. Ignore that. We talked about that in another video. The smoke alarms are going off in my house. Don't know why. We changed the batteries multiple times over the last couple of weeks, but they still keep going off. So just ignore them. It's just a cute little, amenity added to the video. A cute little whatever. Just bird chirping. I don't know. So girl, anyways, this man, bad parenting alert, bad parent alert. He was outside with his son and baby boy was out enjoying himself when somebody, now his uncle pulled up on them and another person and hopped out the car and ran after them. And I think they had pew-pews on them. And the daddy jets inside of the house, leave the baby outside to be kidnapped, to be abducted. Who does that? That is so lame. Let me tell you, if my man did something like that, he would never know what peace is. Would never know what peace is. Parents are supposed to be the protectors of their children. You are supposed to protect your child. And I don't know any parent who loves their child will run away when they see men with pew-pews hopping out of a car. And especially if you know who the people are or familiar, because I'm being told, I'm seeing on the internet it was his uncle. Why would you leave that little boy? And then he was screaming, "Daddy, daddy, daddy," which broke my heart.
This new video 12 News obtained Monday shows the Jeep parked on the side of the street Friday night. It starts to move as Jamal is spotted riding his bike on the sidewalk, returning from a nearby park. The boy's aunt says her brother was driving the sedan, following alongside his young son. The camera catching the white Jeep turning around, then later blocking the end of their driveway. Two people got out of the Jeep simultaneously. One, who appears to be holding a gun, tried following the man into the house. The other chased the little boy down the driveway. Seconds later, the suspect comes back into frame with Jamal in his arms, putting him into the Jeep. Unsettled as family is seen running out of the home. The boy's father spotted slamming his arms on the trunk of his car.
You're going to run after your child. You're going to hold your child. You are going to make sure no one or nothing, you are going to go down protecting and defending your child. I don't know any parent in their right mind who loves their child would just leave them outside to be abducted. Don't know what's going on. Don't know what they're going to do, what the purpose is. Okay? He is so lame. Y'all, I've never seen anything more lame in my life. I mean, there are some lame things. And apparently he made a Facebook post or something saying he taught his son well. He taught his son well because they ran together. Your child is now going to have trust issues, trauma, and his child is not going to trust you ever. Not going to trust you because you are his protector, or at least you're supposed to be, and you did not protect him.
Imagine you are the father of 7-year-old Jamal White. You're on the porch watching your son play, and a car pulls up. And two grown-ass niggas jump out with pistols. And the first thing you do is, I said imagine, but I want you to take your imagination to where a bitch-ass nigga's imagination would reside. And once you're in that place, you know that you ran in the house, not just ran in the house after you grabbed your baby, not ran in the house and look back to see if your baby was still with you. Because you know what? I have a rule. If you see something, say something, huh? And if I move, God damn it, you move. But also, I'm not a parent. That being said, didn't go in the house and look back. Went in the house and you shut the fucking door. while your son screamed your name and was snatched up out your yard and put into a vehicle and was kidnapped for nearly 24 hours. Imagine that you are a pseudo rapper taking pictures with stacks. You done used several years of your baby mama's tax money to get these golds in your mouth. Imagine that you are that nigga. Can you imagine that? Can you fathom being a bitch ass nigga? This story is sending me, and I wasn't really gonna say anything about it because I'm just like, yo, I feel like people dogpile on certain things and, And then I ended up on his Facebook page last night, and I'm watching him windmill in the comments instead of just saying, I'm a bitch ass nigga, I fucked up, I'm glad my son is safe, no thanks to me, and I probably need to fucking do better. Because what I know for sure is that if that would have been a black mother sitting on the porch with her child and people jumped out the car, you don't know who they was coming for, right? Because that's the key here. That's the key. Jumped out the car with pistols, that if that mama ran in the house, didn't walk, not a soft trot, I'm talking about full on, that kid in high school that put his coat around his neck with one button and he run with his arms like to the back like he's one of them damn anime characters. That nigga ran like that. The nigga ran like radio in the house, mind you. And I want to name, the baby was in the front yard. This nigga was on the steps. He didn't have far to run, but the speed in which he ran, my God, in the house. And if that was a black mother who had done that and that child had been taken, niggas would be, the podcast equipment would be so hot, We already got the polar ice caps melting. If that had been a black mother. But in these comments, you have black men saying, oh, y'all don't know what y'all would do. Again, I'm not a parent. Couldn't be one of my nieces or nephews. Because at the end of the day, because in the comments you're saying y'all some real niggas, y'all from the streets. Any motherfucker who know if you gonna shoot it up, you gonna shoot it up. But I'ma die holding my child. I'ma die holding a child. I'll be real with you, I can't imagine being somewhere. I can be just walking in public and I see a young person. I'm the auntie that's gonna call the teenagers' parents and be like, did you know your child was at the mall? Do you know your child? I saw your baby walking down the street. Was they supposed to be going somewhere? But a 7-year-old, and this child isn't like big for their age. A baby, I can't imagine. Nigga, what are you doing? You're gonna have to shoot me. You're gonna have to shoot me. Because he's like, well, you don't know if they was trying to come and kill me. Well, what was they gonna do with your baby that was not just outside, nigga? You shut the door. You shut the door, babe, as your son screamed for you. And you're in the comments, well, if I would have been dead, who was going to take care of my son? And who going to help pay for my child's therapy? Therapy is still going to be a cost. I promise you, therapy will still be needed, okay? And last but not least, oh, I did what was best for me. And it's the black men in the comments backing him up. Y'all don't know what y'all would do. And everybody think they gangster, la, 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 la. He obviously thinks he's gangster. You need to go to some technical college, go get you an associate's degree, and go sit down somewhere in somebody's call center, get you some khakis and get you a button up and get you some polo shoes and sit the fuck down somewhere. Whatever scene you're in, you're not built for it. And most importantly, because you're not built for it, your family is not protected from it. So you need to sit down. Get off of Apple Music. Go over there with Lecrae and make you a gospel rap album. Something. But get out them streets, nigga, because the streets are not for you. The streets are definitely not for your child. And may you go down in the record books as one of the most bitch-ass niggas to ever exist.
Now, girl, with all things aside, I don't know what the story is or what's going on, but they did find the child, thank God. The child was apparently abducted by his uncle. And the mama of the child is in jail.
So the mother was a well-known drug dealer, and people wanted to rob her. And when they didn't find her, they decided to kidnap her son and hold him for ransom. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the new developments in this case involving the 7-year-old Milwaukee boy who was kidnapped and found later on that day. So according to the criminal complaint, Williams, which is Corey Williams, we know that he was already arrested, him along with a 14-year-old boy, okay, were originally at the residence to rob White's mother, who the teen claimed is a known drug dealer he knew had money due to FaceTime calls between them. Williams allegedly borrowed his girlfriend's white Jeep Renegade before picking up the teen and another individual also in custody and heading to the residence. When they arrived, they did not see White's mother, so they then instead planned to rob White's father, who was outside in the front yard with White. They got out of the vehicle with guns and ran at the residence, and White's father ran inside. So the teen grabbed White off his bike and put him in the car, and Williams sped off. Williams and the teen later contacted White's mother and demanded $100,000 and jewelry in exchange for the boy. Williams said he was promised $10,000 from the deal. They arranged to meet her at a park, but she never arrived for the meeting to do so. In his statement, White told police that he heard the man, this is the boy, he heard the man who took him talking to his mother on the phone and saying she would pick him up. He teared up, recounting how she didn't ever arrive to pick him up. That must have been scary. Once they became aware of the Amber Alert, the teen and other individual left White with Williams at his residence. When the authorities arrived, Williams left White in a bedroom while he hid in the attic of his home. White was found unharmed. Now, it also noted that once the three abductors became aware of the Amber Alert, they discussed whether they should harm the child to show they were serious, but did not do so, the complaint states. Now, if he's convicted, Williams, that's the grown person in this, he faces more than 100 years because he's hit with 3 felonies. So I know that the family at this point is happy that their name is cleared. I also would like to know why a grown man in his mid to late 20s would be conspiring with a 14-year-old boy to do something like this. Where is the 14-year-old boy's parents? And it seems like the 14-year-old boy, based on what I'm reading, was the one who brought it to Corey, letting him know, hey, I know this girl who she do this, and I seen a lot of money on her FaceTime calls when I talked to her. So you've let this kid convince you to go and rob this woman, and it turns into a whole kidnap for ransom type of situation.
So I'm now hearing, and I don't know what is true. Maybe there'll be an update. I don't know. But what I'm hearing is that the parents set up a scheme child for the kid to get kidnapped, and they started GoFundMe. That's what I heard. But then I also heard the mama was arrested for drugs. Like she was like, this is a drug transaction going bad. Girl, I don't know what's going on. But all things aside, I'm side-eyed to daddy still, because why you left that boy? Like, and if it is true with the GoFundMe, girl, I just don't get people, because I really just don't care what the reason is. It's just the fact that you left him out there and you got caught on camera running in your house, leaving him, and it just was so sad to hear the terror and trauma in this baby's voice calling for you, and you closed the door and was in your house. Didn't care. You only cared about yourself. When I tell you, my man would not know what peace is anymore. Girl, it's the same. So this also now makes me think about the story that broke maybe a month ago, where this little girl fell off of a cruise ship and the daddy jumped in the water to go get the girl. And I think he had to like swim or tread the waters for like 20 minutes or something, maybe 20 minutes, I don't know. But what happened, what we come to find out is that the dad sat the little girl on the railings or whatever on the cruise ship, and she fell. And he sat her up there for a picture. When I tell you, my man would not know what peace is after that. Now, daddy made up for hopping because he knew he had no choice in the matter to go in there and get that little girl out the ocean. God. I just don't understand some parents. Is the love level different when it comes between a mama and a daddy for the child? Like, do the parents both not equally have this, or just, I don't know. Girl, I don't know. But that's what it made me think about, because it was just like, just bad behavior basically on both parts. But thank God the daddy made up for it on the cruise ship, but he still would catch hell. Because he ain't had no choice. But the daddy who just ran in the house and just left the child to die, to be kidnapped, didn't care, just cared about his life. What? Y'all, I don't know. This was a crazy one. But I just had to talk about it because I couldn't believe after I saw the video how fast he dashed in the house. And now I'm hearing like multiple stories of like what's really going on. I'm just still stuck on the fact that he ran in the house and left that child out there. If I can find a clip or something, basically, I'll put in the clips like with all the different stories. But if I can find something like with the most recent update while I'm editing this video, I will say that. But yeah, y'all. All right, well, my name is Brittany Janae. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are about bad parenting. Because on both sides, the dad leaving that child out there and the dad putting the baby on the cruise ship reeling and the baby, bad on both ends. On both ends. And I know sometimes hindsight is 20/20. You can't tell a person how to react, but at the end of the day, this is your child we're talking about. Did you forget you had a baby? Like, did you forget when you saw the pew-pews? I don't know, y'all. This is a crazy one. This is a crazy story. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Bye.